Welcome to the Crazy Bars I've Heard podcast. It's Mr. Crazy Bars I've Heard. My name is Ernie, and I'm here with the legendary DJ Belal. How you doing?
Crazy, son.
Crazy Bars I've Heard. Yeah, that's the tagline.
Crazy ball.
So you seen the page?
Yeah, I love it, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
Congratulations on the page.
Man.
I love it.
No, thank you, man. It's an honor to interview. It's an honor to be here. Where we at? We in Long Island at Vision Studios, huh?
Yep, that's where we are.
Strong Island, as they say. Yeah, man. Tell me about the boroughs, because I'm originally from Detroit. I live in Texas. I've been building my career in Texas right now. But explain New York City, Long Island, and how hip hop came up here, the Mecca.
Well, Long Island is in New York. A lot of people, think we on the moon somewhere. But the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Uptown, Manhattan, Staten Island, the boroughs. The boroughs are the boroughs. But in my estimation, we all came up in my era. I'm originally from Queens, South Jamaica, Queens, 108th Avenue, Sutton. And so I'm from the borough, but really Queens is attached to Long Island.
Yeah.
When you look at the map, there's no water separating us. So that's a known fact. So the boroughs coming up, was everybody was doing the same things. It's just the question is of when they were doing it.
Yeah.
So it was like we was, just kids, and running around playing all the games, the younger generation don't know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What kind of games is y'all playing?
Playing, flipping cards and double dutch with the girls and skelzies and,
Not on TikTok, huh?
No, not on TikTok. We was all, the kids back then, we was all outside. We was outside for real.
Yeah.
Bikes, outside for real. You know what I mean? So it was, we had to make our own fun with our friends. You know what I'm saying? So part of that was the music. Because I came up in a musical family. My father was a big songwriter back in the day. His name is Ronald Miller. He wrote songs that actually hip-hop used.
Wow.
Grand Poobah did one of his joints. Lil Wayne did one of his joints. So I came up heavy.
Yeah.
My father was, one of the lead guitar players for Stevie Wonder. And,
wow.
He wrote songs for the Rolling Stones.
So it's in your blood.
It's in my blood.
Yeah.
Point blank. So.
Man.
But the boroughs, like I said, the boroughs was back then to me, if you was in one, it was a beautiful place to grow up because we each borough, each area had their own thing going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Man, so Long Island, what created that culture? What kind of festered where all these hip hop legends came up?
Well, most of us come from the boroughs.
Yeah.
When I first came out here, I already knew what hip hop was because I came out here when I was like 10. So it was a group called the Fatback Band who did King Tim III, which my father used to play guitar in. And I saw King Tim III rap the first rap record before it came out.
Wow.
So at a gig, at one of my pop's gigs. And when we moved out here, basically a lot of people, they say the boroughs go, oh, they're out in the woods. No, our parents brought us out here to live a better, spacious life.
Yeah.
I'll say that, and get away from the concrete, or if your son or daughter was getting in trouble, we got to leave. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing.
Yeah.
So, Wine Dance, where I'm from, you have a lot of people from the boroughs from my era that came here. And when I came here, the hip hop was bubbling just like it was everywhere else. You had crews and the top DJs that were DJing, but I was, a young guy, coming up and like, wow, this is crazy. oh man, I want to get down, but I couldn't leave the gate because my mother, God bless her, wouldn't let me leave the gate. So I wasn't going to Wine Dance Park. So, you know, coming through all of that, like I said, we playing and we hearing this hip hop through the DJs like Nelson PR and DJ Pleasure, DJ Cool Breeze, DJ Snake. We had a slew of DJs, slew of crews when I was coming up. And if you want to be down, you want to be noticed, you want to be known, you would come into a crew. You wouldn't beg your way into one. It didn't matter if it was the smallest one or the biggest one.
Mm.
But every town was doing it.
Yeah.
Amityville was doing it. North Babylon was doing it. Brentwood was doing it. CI, all the way out in the Hamptons, were doing it. Coram. Then you got Nassau County. Nassau County is public enemy area.
Yeah.
Roosevelt, Hempstead, Freeport. They all were doing it. We all was doing it at the same time. I don't care what nobody said.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We always doing it at the same time.
So, what was your first crew?
Good question. Crazy bars. I'm getting ready to spit.
Hey.
My first crew was actually I started out as an MC.
Nice.
MC Super B. That was my name.
Okay.
All right. And I started out with my classmate, Teddy Ted, and the Almighty Five MCs. That was my first crew. My mom liked Teddy, so you can hang with him.
Mamas do that, huh?
Moms do it. I don't care whatever. They do it. You okay, he good.
Yeah.
So that was my first crew. And in that crew was 5 MCs and a DJ. And one of those 5 MCs was William Pop Griffin, who the world knows now as Rakim, the God MC.
Wow.
And we had Almighty G. Stroh, we had Mac, we had myself, but I wasn't that good as they were.
Mm.
I'll tell you a funny story. We was all doing a little cipher, and Rod, he had to be like 12 and a half or going on 13. He was going on 13. And he was like, blah, 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 Super Big. Tell me you're rhyme for me. And I go, Super Big, that's my name. They laughed at me, ran down the street, laughed. So that's when I stopped. I kind of stopped,
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a DJ, though.
Yeah.
But it took me some years to learn from my guys that were popular. It took me a while to get it, so I just stayed around.
How old were y'all, like?
Oh, man. Pop was about 13-ish.
Wow.
Rest of us was he was the youngest in the crew.
Yeah. Learning from all the big brothers.
Yeah. But we were like 2 years, 3 years apart, because he's the class of 86, I'm the class of 83.
Wow.
So I was 3 years, older than him. So was Teddy. So, but there was so many crews in Wine Dance that was over us. Back then, you get in a crew to battle.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So if your system ain't big, if your system ain't booming, it wasn't about just MCing. Your MCs had to be tight, the DJs had to be tight.
It was the whole package.
The whole package. It wasn't
thing,
getting in front of somebody's face and yelling in their face and you won the battle. No. It wasn't that. It wasn't just DJing and spinning back and all that. No, it was records. What records you had. It was a lot of things. It was a whole package of things that made you battle somebody.
Wow.
So when Pop literally left the group, him and Almighty G. Stroh, and went to Cool Breeze and the Love Brothers, which was the top crew back then. And I learned a lot from DJ Cool Breeze as a DJ. But they were like hood stars. They were like, you come to Wine Dance Park or wherever they were playing, and it was all about them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hundreds of people would come out just to see them. And that was happening in Amityville. That was happening in Amityville with DJ Skip and the Untouchables crew and Brentwood, Midnight Express, and Alice and Corum, the Mechanic. These guys was the top of the top in those, in their respective towns. So we was all, like I said, doing the same thing. So Raw got so big, it was like he was untouchable. Then one day at Wyandanch High School, Biz comes into the picture.
Biz Marquis.
Biz, God bless my big brother.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, that's was my best friend, literally for 47 years.
Wow.
And Raw met him outside the high school on the side, and the security wouldn't want to let him in. So Raw was like, he good, he with me, you know what I'm saying? He good. Raw is the type of dude that he was making up phrases before anybody was making them up. Like he would call a fly girl a Lola. What's up, Lola? Like Lola Falana.
Yeah,
What I mean? He would do a lot of different catchphrases, and you'd be like, yo, he's just too cool. He'd be walking down the hallway one side, and then he would lean next side. You know what I mean? He was just way before his
time.
Time.
With the vocabulary,
everything. So when Biz came in, Biz was older. He's older than me by 2.5 years. So, but you thought he was a teenager because he was so
just like
crazy,
crazy,
goofy, like goofy and crazy. This is a real thing we doing.
Yeah.
But he was, like when I first met him, me and him got in an argument. Because he comes out of nowhere talking about, I'm Biz Marquis, I'm promoting one Mike and Dave when I got Grandmaster Flash outside. And I'm like, yo, don't touch my mic. Because we was doing a party. I said, chill. So he grabs the mic and I'm like, he don't listen? So, but I got into it with him at the high school. Everybody's like, chill, Belal, chill, let him do it. I'm like, no, I told him. So
my mic.
at the end of the night, I saw his flyer with Mike and Dave on there. And I'm like, and they're from the boroughs. Mike and Dave, they was big promoters back in the day. They had Dougie Fresh and Biz and all these, different people on the flyer. And I'm like, well, I guess it was him. So he comes back at the end of the party like, yo, I'm sorry. I get excited. Blah, 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 blah. And we was friends ever since. That's a true story. Friends ever since. I mean, boys.
Yeah.
So that's, how I started, And then from there, I was in the marching band. If you remember the picture of Rob playing the saxophone, I could name every one of those guys that's in that picture. Oliver, Greg, Kerry Johnson, because we was all in the band too.
Wow.
I was the marching band. I was assistant marching band teacher. So we all came up together. So Biz was like, he had a lunch card and he was out of school. Because he was always at the high school and everywhere else.
Wow.
That was his promotion thing. He would promote at the high school.
So everybody knew Biz?
Everybody knew Biz. Yeah. Everybody. It was like one of those things that you pop up wine dance, you would hear that he's in Amityville, North Babylon, Brooklyn, Queens, and he went all the way back to Patchogue. Wow. Or Corum somewhere.
You covered some ground.
Covered some ground in like 2 days. He done went all these places, without a car. So wow. Biz was the first dude that I ever met that gave us a lot of push to make it.
Yeah.
Biz would be like, yo, you got to get out. Yo, Raw, you the best, but you got to get out. So... And then we had people like Alvin Toney within Wyandanch that was connected. He was just one of them dudes. God bless him. He was just one of them dudes that was everywhere also. So when we all meet up, it's fire because from there, I started doing my house parties.
Ooh. So what like was everyone doing house parties? Was it just it was crew versus crew, everybody have a party and we're gonna get down?
With the house parties, the difference between the house parties on Long Island and the house parties in the boroughs, we had houses. We had houses. A lot of their stuff was at high schools, at rec rooms, in the basement.
Yeah.
We did a couple of those. I did a couple of those back in the day. In the parks, in the living rooms. You know what I'm saying? But we had houses, so you either had the backyard or your basement. So what happened was when I started DJing, I really started getting good. And me and Raw, Almighty Stro, the Grim Reaper, who is from the Grave Diggers, and Too Poetic.
Yeah.
That's Too Poetic. Paul Porter, Mike Mitchell, all of us would go downstairs and practice. And Raw was the one that will always come to my house. Either he came to my man Snake's house, was on the same street. My man Steven Scarver, they would be rapping. And then he would knock on my window. Yo, B, let's make a tape. I'm like, no. But we ended up making a tape and we practiced. But the thing with Raw is, we didn't know he was a genius. We knew he was dope. But we didn't know he was a genius.
There's a difference.
Because we wasn't going outside a lot, like to see other MCs. So it's always could be somebody better, you know what I'm saying, somewhere else. But we didn't realize that he was such a genius.
Wow.
And during those house parties, my crew was Dow Chill Mitchell, which we graduated together, Rakim, Biz Markie, Almighty Stro, and myself. And that's like you getting done dirty. You came down in that basement.
Yeah.
Nobody touched that microphone when Rob was on that microphone. Because it, like I said, it wasn't like you knew you had no you knew you didn't have no wins.
Yeah.
You had no wins. You know,
it's like
if it's either
effect.
you joined us, you rhymed with us, but never against us. So that was my MC. So it made me such a better DJ because those guys, especially Biz and Rob, them two get together, man. I'm DJing, and then all of a sudden Biz starts to do a beatbox, and he transitions right into me, and Rod's rocking with him.
Yeah.
But you probably heard that tape. That's at the high school. You know, so those type of things, and it was crazy. But nobody never knew that we was all gonna make records.
Yeah. So when did you start to see that to change from like, man, like we're rocking the parties, you know, we're the king of our city, to like records and deals and music videos? When did you start to see that change?
Well, I first started seeing the change like when Divine Sounds came out, and one of those, I believe it's Disco Richie. He's from Brentwood. He moved out to Brentwood, and I was like, wow, it's first somebody, you know, from Long Island with What People Do for Money, I believe it was their first single. And I was like, yo, okay. But Alvin Toney played a big part in that because Eric B came out to Wine Dance looking for artists. He was going to put a compilation album together, and he was looking for artists. And he knew, of course, Alvin knew Raw. They lived right down the street. So they got together, and they started looking for artists. And Freddie Fox, who lives the town over in North Babylon, he was nice too. His crew was the Raw Nation. They were nice. And, so first he went to Freddie Fox's house and he heard him rhyme. He said, yo, I want you to come to the studio out to, I think they did it at Power Play and blah, boom, boom. But he had put out a record as a Supreme Force, and he didn't want to leave his crew, so he came to Raw. He came to Raw next. But I met Eric before Raw met him because he was doing little parties in my realm around the area, and he needed some turntables one night, and he wanted to borrow mine. I'm like, hell no, nobody borrowed my 12s. So you don't have crazy bars like that. So Alvin Tony talked me into it. Me and Chill went to the front house and I let him hold it. So that's where I started seeing like people coming to Wine Dance and it started bubbling on that side. But when Rob got with him and it happened so quick because Rob was still in school.
Yeah.
He was still 11th grade.
Yeah, and I didn't even understand, like, when you start putting years together and times, it's like, he's doing this.
He's in 11th grade.
Yeah.
When all this is happening.
Class.
He's still going to class. Jason Riley used to take him to the hospital, to the studio, and they would go back to school. Wow. That type of stuff.
Man.
On the weekends, and you know what I'm saying? We were all young. They were young.
Talking about a latchkey kid.
Yeah. They still their dad's car to get out there. You know what I'm saying? So, it was, but the incredible thing about that is all the rhymes that you hear on that first album, some of them he made him win Teddy Ted and Almighty 5 MC.
Wow.
7 MCs in the line. I DJ behind that. We got proof of that. I'm DJing at the Wine Dance High School when he's doing my melody before it came out.
Wow.
At the talent show. So we never knew it was going to be a record until we heard the record. He came on the band bus. I got my records, and one side was my melody, and one was Eric B. for president.
Wow.
So, but the thing about Ra is his genius was, and I got to tell this story. Biz was like the A&R also. Biz brought Kane to my house before Kane was Kane.
Wow.
We were doing a event out in Philly at Joe Frazier's gym, who Joe Frazier is Chill's uncle. And here we are going all out there. We go out there, I tell him don't bring nobody. He brings Kane. So we all went out to Philly. And them two clashed like two bulls.
Big Daddy Kane
and Ra.
Wow.
And that's something that nobody's seen but us.
Yeah.
Because it never happened again.
Yeah.
Because it was like, Ra's a counterpuncher and so is Kane. So they counterpunching. And I'm like DJing literally 30, 40, 50 minutes.
And they're just going back
at a time. And Biz is jumping in and we just like, yo, this... I told you, Belal, he was dope. You know what I mean? He was. Kane was 16.
Wow.
These guys is young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because once hip hop infiltrated everywhere, everybody was rhyming.
Yeah. Wow.
Everybody. So, the boroughs, Long Island, up the East Coast, everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
But the boroughs in Long Island is is at the forefront. But when Ra came out, it was like Superman came out because he changed the whole, as you say, the bars.
Mm-hmm.
He changed all the bars.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
He did it right in front of us, and we were like, we don't heard that before. Well, we heard that style, but the world didn't.
Yeah. No, we'll circle back. But y'all, this is the Crazy Bars I've Heard podcast. We're here with the legendary DJ Belal at Vision Studios in Long Island. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Crazy Bars I've Heard podcast. I'm here with DJ Belal. And man, so you were saying Big Daddy Kane and Rakim were going at it.
Yeah.
That sounds like a dream team scrimmage that never got filmed. And you were there DJing for them.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have no cameras, so no. Only, like I love the technology. We had it now. We had so much proof of all this, but Kane, he had a different style than Rod. His cadence was different.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll be like how you hear him on the record, let it roll. But Rod was more laid back. You know what I mean? But they're both attack rappers in their own style.
Yeah.
So they would have made like the perfect dynamic duo. Like they complement each other to me. I've never heard anybody rhyme like that together
Wow.
to this day in all my years because they were two devastating rappers. If they wrote,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, together, it would have been like
Yeah.
some stuff, y'all.
And they were what, 16,
Yeah,
17?
16. Rod
Wow.
was 11th grade.
Wow.
Like I said, made when that record came out, Eric B for President and My Melody,
Mm-hmm.
that's the summer of '85,
Wow.
going into the summer. He graduated in '86.
Dang.
Kane came out right after him, and so did KRS One.
Yeah.
Them three all came out pop 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 pop.
Wow.
Right, but so they were young. They was
Yeah.
teenagers, bro.
Kids.
Kids. That's the genius of those three.
Yeah.
Like when you really think about it, it blow your mind.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the first era of hip hop was older than us.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were, grown men when Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, Grandmaster Cass, they was grown men. Grandmaster Flash and Furious Bob, all of them, all the guys we looked up to, they were older than us.
Yeah.
So, and them house parties, were those first house parties I gave, nothing like it. Nobody could say they had a better house party than mine.
Nothing
and
like
I'm
it.
not bragging. I'm just telling you, like,
It's a
because you
fact.
never know who you will see.
Yeah.
As my group, Groove Be Chill, when we started moving, you never know because we gonna be there, Rock gonna be there.
Mm.
It could be Heavy D and the boys.
Wow.
It could be, it could be anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever we was connected to, we would have them come out.
Yeah.
Vanessa Sinquist, different groups. But when Raw, he just kicked in the door for me, for Long Island. And Biz, them the two kicked in the door.
Yeah.
Biz, I never forget taking a phone call. He called me up on a payphone. He said, "Belal, I'm going to Queensbridge, and I'm not leaving till I see somebody that's gonna get me a deal. Marley Marl, somebody." and he didn't come back until he had a deal.
Really? Straight up.
Or had a chance.
Yeah.
And Roxanne, Shantae put him on his record. And the first thing he told us, I never forget it, we was doing a show together, and he's like, "I told you I was gonna make a record." So Biz was like the guy that we said, like, we go, damn, we could do it too. Because he did it before us.
Yeah. And talk about the process, because, like, now making a record is, I got it on my phone, I click, record, I put everything there. What was the process of making a record back then?
Well, most of the boroughs in Long Island, we had what I call cats that was in our neighborhood that were boy wonders. And ours was Nate Tinsley. And he was one of the first guys. Actually, my father sold him his studio.
Wow.
So he was same age as Raw, class of '86, and he was a boy genius on the boards. So we all recorded there. So the process would be, I come up with, just say for instance, I come up with the beat, and MCs put the song together. We structured a song. Hook, bars, 16,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And we all had that musicality because a lot of us come from the band. So we knew what we were doing.
Wow. That's a great connection, too.
So how my group started was Nate brought that tape, our demo, to Andre Harrell, who he was working for, Uptown's Kicking It.
Mm.
Him starting Uptown Records. He loved it. Boom. We were signed the next week.
Wow.
With Heavy D and the Boys. We are the first 5 members of Uptown Records. Heavy D and the Boys, Groovy Chill, Woody Rock, Marley Marl, Vanessa Sinquist. We making money, baby.
Wow. Dang, straight like that.
So, you know, when you made a record back then, now it's very take it for granted. Oh, I made a joint. Us, you see that plastic? You see that? We made a record. Oh,
Yeah.
you hear it on the radio. It's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to remember, we didn't have streaming.
Mm-hmm.
We had physical copies
It was hard.
of music.
You had to get them printed. You had to get it recorded. I mean,
Manufactured, mastered,
mastered.
mixed, all of that. Came now, you could do it in your bathroom.
Yeah, then distributed.
Right,
Yeah.
then you had to
And
distribute.
not everyone had a record.
No, everybody didn't have a record, but it's like, you know, for Long Island, we started, once everybody saw Raw, he just, in biz, it was, in my opinion, that's where it really, and hip hop needed that change back then.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Long Island is very important. Hip hop at the time, in my opinion, no disrespect to nobody, it needed to change into something else. Because everybody started, you know, doing the same styles and the same cadences.
Yeah.
The records were sounding the same. So when Raw came out and Biz came out, Kane, all these great MCs, KRS One, it changed everything. And Raw changed the writing.
Yeah.
Anybody that is a bar writer, they're going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Raw is that guy.
God MC.
The God MC. Wasn't for the God MC, Nas wouldn't be. You know, Nas heard Raw and it's like, yo, man,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I gotta do something else. I gotta write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was more technical. Kane is more technical. KRS One is KRS One. You know, Public Enemy. When you really listen to Chuck, he's spitting.
Yeah. The evolution of hip hop.
Yeah, all of this is coming at the same time from everywhere. So the creativity was through the roof.
Yeah.
It was just like battling in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like little that we knew that coming through Uptown Records, we get to even tell our story about house parties.
Yeah.
And it was two brothers that did our first videos, Uptown's Kick It and Heavy D and the Boys, which Mr. Big Stuff, which we were in. Said, yo, these guys are great. These guys, we love them. We got to work with them. And they started a black filmmakers organization. We were in that, Vanessa Sinquist, Heavy D and the Boys. And we were just coming to the shops, you know, and learning how to act, because Andre wanted us all to learn how to do different things.
Yeah.
So they started asking me about my house parties.
Mm.
You do? And I was like, yeah, I can tell you about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy.
Yeah.
And they was like, me and Chill started doing an improv, and it ended up being a don't bump the table improv, where somebody's at a house party, always bumping my table. The record skip, everybody mad at me.
Yeah.
And now I'm pissed off, so I'm like, yo, you bump that table again, I'm gonna smack the hell out of you. You know, because I was like one of them DJs. It wasn't that I was hard street. I'll get pissed if somebody
Cared about your music.
about to mess up my music. I become the Hulk then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was about. So everything that everything that you see in a house party, as far as the parties, happened to me.
Wow.
In my basement, dealing with Raw, dealing with Biz, dealing with
Yeah.
all these different elements that came from wine.
Directly inspired.
That directly inspired. This is that they, back then, the way you had to shop a movie is either on foot or you had to shoot it, which would cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
With real cameras, so they decided that we're gonna shop this movie together. Groovy Chill and the Hutland brothers shot this movie together.
Wow.
Which means it was only us reading.
Wow.
So we would go to this house, that house, because they had the connections, and we still was recording. This before we got our deal, and we went to New Line Cinema, and they loved us. And it's like, yo, let's do this. It just happened that quick.
Wow.
And we loved them. Boom, boom. We celebrating, just like we celebrated when we heard our first record on radio.
Yeah.
It's like, but this is big. This is Hollywood.
Yeah, we're about to make a movie.
But for real. So we didn't tell Andre nothing. We was like, no. We don't want him to mess it up or nobody to mess it up.
Yeah.
Because we're paperwork.
Yeah.
We got to go for it. So we went for it. And what happened was, New Line Cinema that just did Tougher Than Leather. It didn't do well. So they was like, well, they called us back 2 weeks and it was like, we love the guys, but they can't be the stars of the movie because nobody knows them yet. They don't have a hit record out. They haven't been out long enough. So we was devastated at first, but then the Holland brothers, well, they're going to co-star because this is their story. Like, literally, the story that y'all see where they leave me outside, and I got all my equipment, and I'm waiting, and then all of a sudden, Michael Mitchell comes back, and with these two girls, and Paul Porter, I believe, is in the back, and I'm like, yo, how am I get all this equipment in the car with y'all fools? So I'm mad as hell, pissed off. He's like, I'll be right back, Belal. I'm gonna drop them off and come back. Then he comes back, he's scratching up my equipment, throwing it in the car, and just a mess. So we told them all those stories. So I hear other people say that the movie was about them. It's hard for a movie to be about anybody but us because Reggie and Warrington didn't know them. They didn't know Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. How could they? We already had the movie in the bag. It was already signed, sealed, but they started shopping for other people. And they were one of them. They had a situation with New Line that they had to fulfill. They didn't like the movie, so it passed on to Kid and Play. And they made it, and they did a great job with it. And the reason why DJ Belal is Belal in the movie is because that's my real name.
That's awesome.
So it is what it is. But the crazy thing about this, what a lot of people they miss right quick. House Party was the most successful teenage movie at that time. What they was trying to do was another Cooley High. But when the House Party twisted into something totally different that hip hop could relate to, the boroughs, us, everybody could relate to a house party. So that movie made, in the first year, I think it's like, they made it with $2.5 million and made like $8 million. So that kicked in everything else. But and that movie kicked in everything else. The Minister Society. I'm talking about on the business side. Boys in the Hood and all these black movies that you saw because Hollywood got to know that they're gonna make money.
Once they saw that we spending money on
movies, we gonna do this over here, and they ain't got to really spend that much to do it. So that's the business on it, and House Party was that movie.
House Party.
and they still
That's
showing
all
it,
good. Yeah.
and we still make money off it.
Yeah. Shout out to Kid. Kid follows the page. So
Yeah.
definitely
Kid,
send him.
man, that's my guy. Plays, that's what he did a great job. And Martin, I had to try to teach him to be me. Me, it's a hard thing to do, you know. But if you look at us back then, we looked similar. We
Yeah.
favored,
Yeah.
and you know, with the high top, now my little high top going, and all
Yeah.
that. I send you some pictures,
Yeah. No. We'll put it in the clip.
some bars.
Yeah.
Send
Of
you some
course.
bars,
Man. So let's definitely talk about, man, your career and your journey. What's probably been your favorite show, favorite tour, favorite spot to perform at?
Well, now DJing has become so revolutionized because I come from records
Yeah.
first. So half the DJs, I would say, I wouldn't say half, I would say 75% of the DJs that's doing it now wouldn't be doing it in my day. Because first of all, they ain't carrying the records.
Yeah.
I used to carry 6 to 7 records to a party. I mean crates of records, cases. Even through my club days, doing big clubs and everything, like somebody like Kid Capri would be on the plane with 10 cases of records.
Wow.
Not no laptop.
Yeah.
You know, we all come from that era, SNS, Capri, Ron G, Brucey B. All of us come from that era of records. So as we look at it, you have to have a certain skill set to even play with records.
Yeah.
So as now my career has, I was in that, but a lot of some of the DJs, the classic DJs like myself, didn't graduate quick to electronics. I did because after 9/11, which is ironic, it's 9/11 today.
So, yep. 24 years ago.
God bless to all
Never
the people.
forget.
That shut everything down. Like you couldn't bring no 10 or 15 crates on no plane.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
It checked me on my way up here. I mean,
So you know, it was rough for a while. You know, with that, and you know, we went through all of that. And as the technology came in, like Serato, I was like one of the first 100 to go on Serato.
wow.
You know, I was always like in the mix like
Cutting
that.
edge.
So, you know, and then CDJs came out. This was the first one. I got him before you, Belal. You know, you know, he's always got to battle somebody,
Yeah.
getting stuff. God bless him. And I, you know, I got mines in the same year. So you had to, that's another format. You got to do everything and transfer everything to CDs. Now, you got the laptop. You know what I'm saying? You got the laptop. You got all these different things. So my career is, I've been DJing for, this is my 42nd year.
Wow.
So I don't basically did it all. You know, show DJs for Chuck Rock, Jeff Fred, but Craig Mack. God bless him.
Yeah, R.I.P.
A whole lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
And I own a, you know, mobile DJ company on the side. I do that. I do a lot of different things, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And you were at a show last week, you said?
yeah, Rob was at that show, acting like Rob, being the coolest man in
God
the building.
MC. Yeah.
But, you know, you have to stay relevant to
Yeah.
be relevant.
Yeah. I mean, you're part of hip hop history, and it's crazy that, you know, a moment for you just growing up, going to house parties, like y'all didn't know y'all were making history.
Nah.
And like the Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan effect, you didn't know you had you know he was dope, but you didn't know he was a genius sitting there.
Nah, we didn't. Because it was like I said, it was just like, that's what it was. It's just like, our basketball team was number one.
Yeah.
So you just think every year,
You used to win.
the boys and the girls you was used to winning. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just one of those things. But we all came out with records or have a legacy, and we take that very seriously.
Yeah.
That Long Island, we changed the game at a certain time. When you talk about De La Soul, is one of the greatest groups of all time. When you talk about, that's Amityville. You talk about Ep.30, one of the greatest hip hop groups.
Yeah.
When you talk about, we got mouths, I can go on and on and on. MF Doom is from Long Island. Public Enemies from Long Island.
Yeah.
Ruby Chills from Long Island. Craig Mack from Long Island. Keith Murray, Long Island. I can go on for days.
Yeah.
Granddaddy IU, God bless him, from Long Island.
Yeah.
It's just so many
Yeah.
greats that we deserve to be spoken upon.
Yeah. And I love to touch on how we're here on this couch. Shout out to Vital Air,
Vital Air,
Mike,
who is my crazy brother's friend, Paul.
Paul.
I mean,
Paul's
friend.
son.
That's his father. So Paul, he knows what I'm talking about. When we talk about the good old days, we talk, like you said, we're not really talking about history. That just was our life at that time.
Yeah.
You know, like we saw LL Cool J in North Babylon.
Yeah.
All the time when he came out. Like, we saw all these different, now that they're so large, they're so big, we all about the culture now. We at a certain age that we are into the culture.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, my favorite show is the show that just happened at Rock the Bells with LL Cool J. He gave Eddie F. To spotlight Uptown Records, which is one of the greatest black record labels of all time.
Yeah.
You know, and we were part of that.
Yeah. Shout out Rock the Bells, LL Cool J. They're a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
they've been great to me.
you know, coming from my standpoint, and I just want to see the culture expand to the great culture that it should be. Like, there's no age limit on things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's none. Because I just heard Raekwon said the same thing I've been saying for years. R&B, it's never old. Rock and roll is rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's you know, so it's one of those things that we got to learn as a people.
Yeah.
That we made all of this in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see Mobb Deep.
Right.
Mobb Deep, they're dropping an album.
Yeah.
They just premiered their song on Jadakiss, Joe and Jada. And I think hip hop, I mean, we got to keep the culture alive. Like, bars still matter.
And you want to hear something? Prodigy is from Long Island too.
Ooh. Wow.
He's from Nassau County, Hempstead, and he moved to Queensbridge.
Yeah. There's something in the water over here, huh?
Yeah, it's in the water. But like I said, you know, we all didn't know what we were doing. It was just the love of hip hop.
Yeah.
That's why we were doing it.
For the love of hip hop. For bars.
For bars.
Man. Belal, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. It's been my honor.
Man. Definitely tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, Instagram, DJ Belal, BELAL 1. Same on what is that? TikTok. I ain't giving y'all my real whole name for Facebook. but I'm all over the place, bro. I'm always doing shows and events and you know, just trying to stay relevant to be relevant.
Hey, for the love of hip hop.
For the love of hip hop.
Y'all, this has been the Crazy Bars I've Heard podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We're here in Long Island at Vision Studios. We'll see y'all next time. Crazy Bars I've Heard.
Unlimited.